Maybe you could do the beginning of that and I don't know. Wait, I could do all the way through and no thought is contented, and then instead of talking about all the thoughts, just go straight into sometimes am I king. My name is Caleb Shomaker. I am a company member and the resident vocal director for Shakespeare in the Square.
All right, should I introduce myself? I'm Dan Hasse. I'm the artistic director of Shakespeare in the Square. Shakespeare in the Square started out as a group of NYU students producing shows in the park. And then after we graduated, we found ourselves unemployed and decided to create work for ourselves. And since then, we've still been producing outdoor work, but we also do indoor shows as well.
My first meaningful experience with Shakespeare, I took a class in high school with a literature teacher that absolutely blew my mind. We worked on As You Like It, and I fell head over heels for the language and the play and the canon, really.
When I was in high school, I grew up on a farm, and I had the option of either working on the farm for a summer or studying at the American Shakespeare Center, because my parents love Shakespeare, and I was sort of ambivalent at the time, and I opted out of farm labor for going to summer camp, basically. And I met my partner Rose there, and we found out that we were both going to NYU, and we both sort of fell in love with Shakespeare at the same time. So when we got to New York, we were looking for companies to join, and there weren't any for students our age, especially for students who weren't in NYU's studio program. So we just put out a casting call and did a production of Julius Caesar in the park.
Performing outside is definitely a challenge. There's something about Shakespeare that needs to be public, and performing outside really brings out that quality. At all times, you have to be engaging the audience, whether you're with partner, or with yourself, or actively talking to them. You have to be able to draw them in over the entire play. It's a real challenge. But when you're indoors, you have the chance to really draw someone in, really draw someone to your eyes, to the space right in front of you, in a way that you don't have that chance outside.
I guess Shakespeare has formed my sense of community. I mean, all of my closest friends I met through Shakespeare in the Square or through other Shakespeare productions. There is something about sitting down with a good play or a good book with a group of like-minded people that brings out the best.
I think it has definitely made me a better actor. I think working with this material has made me reconsider how I use language, reconsider how I think about people, really, how I think about their relationships, their histories, and how they build into who they are now. Everyone has a play within them, and working with Shakespeare makes you realize that.
Oh God. I feel like you just have to be willing to sit with the text to the point of blindness. I mean, I think people get caught up in this sort of obsession with the minutia of production aesthetics and concepts, and but the best directors out there, like Eric Tucker and Davis McCallum, like those guys really know their text. Like they can go through those plays forwards and backwards, and it sort of rubs off on the actors, and you can tell you're working with someone who really understands the story. I think. I mean, I'm 23. Like, I don't actually know.
To be a great Shakespearean, you have to truly love language. You have to love words, and you have to love that words can't ever do enough. I think there's something important in Shakespeare about searching for meaning and never quite getting there, and to be a great Shakespearean, you have to want to do that, I think. I truly love this monologue. It feels a bit like someone unraveling, which for an actor is such a joy and a rare opportunity to perform. I have been studying how I may compare this prison where I live unto the world, and for because the world is populous and here is not a creature but myself, I cannot do it. Yet I'll hammer it out. My brain, I'll prove the female to my soul the father, and these two beget a generation of still-breeding thoughts. And these same thoughts people this little world, in humors like the people of this world, for no thought is contented. Sometimes am I king, then treasons make me wish myself a beggar, and so I am. Then crushing penury persuades me I was better when a king. Then am I kinged again, and by think that I am unkinged by Bolingbroke, and straight am nothing. But whate'er I be, nor I, nor any man that but man is, with nothing shall be pleased till he be eased with being nothing.
This is the first 10 lines of Shakespeare that I ever memorized. And it was actually for my audition for the American Shakespeare Center's Young Company in 2010. And I have, it's the only thing I can ever remember now. To the camera, to you. Why have you stolen upon us thus? You come not like Caesar's sister. The wife of Antony should have an army for an usher, and the neighs of horse to tell of her approach long ere she did appear. The trees by the way should have borne men, and expectation fainted, longing for what it had not. Nay, the dust should have ascended to the roof of heaven, raised by your populous troops, but you are come a market maid to Rome, and have prevented the ostentation of our love, which, left unshown, is often left unloved. So that's it. Those are my 10 lines.